It's EduMatch. EduMatch. It's EduMatch. You're at EduMatch. EduMatch. Don't miss EduMatch. Don't miss EduMatch. You're at EduMatch. EduMatch. Don't miss EduMatch. Don't miss EduMatch.
What is up, EduMatch family? It is me, Sarah. As you can see, Sarah the teacher. That is I. That is me. So this is just a little impromptu show. You know, I like to get on here every now and then and act a fool. So, so tonight will be kind of fun. You know, we're just gonna talk about this random topic that came to mind at like 2 o'clock in the morning, which was an ed tech throwback. So before we jump into it, going to ask you to, if you're listening to this in a podcast version, please like and subscribe. If you're watching online, then join our community. You know, we have Facebook groups, we have Voxer groups, we have all different kinds of groups. So just connect with us. And also, huge shout out to Mandy Freilich, our COO of EduMatch Publishing, who just completely redesigned the EduMatch website. Let me see. Can I share my screen? Can I share my screen? I believe I can. I believe I can. Can I kick it? Yes, I can. All right. So sharing my screen. Let's go ahead and do like this right here. Okay, so this is our new and improved EduMatch website. You go here, edumatch.org. You find everything you need. All right, so you find out more about us, and then you can just go straight to the foundation, the learning, the publishing, etc., etc., etc. You can see these lovely endorsements down here from these fine folks at the bottom, including Ron Madison, who you heard in the theme song. So you can also subscribe. So mwahaha. So this is our new website. Huge shout out once again to Mandy. So excellent, excellent, excellent. All right. So I see we have a comment. What is up, Facebook user? Okay. Sorry I'm calling you Facebook user, but you know, that's what it's showing me right now. But I'll either see your name afterwards, or maybe you could type your name in right now so I know who you are. But thank you for tuning in. All right, especially with this whole impromptu situation we have going on. So, oh Don, hey Don, what is up? So good to see you, my friend. So thank you for tuning in. All right, excellent. So we're going to jump right to it. So, question for you all watching, just think about it, right? Think pair share, except we're not going to pair and share because we're probably by ourselves. I mean, if you have people with you, then you can pair and share. Feel free. But I'll share with y'all. What tech gadgets were huge when you started teaching? Oh, we have another viewer in the house. What is up? Hello, hello. I'm sorry I can't see your name, but thank you for being here. And if you want to drop your name, then that would be awesome. Definitely we'll give you a shout out. But yes, so thinking about let me see. Somebody says, a computer. All right, cool, cool. Now I started teaching. Oh, this is Kristen. What's up, Kristen? Good to see you. All right, so I started teaching back in 2004. Donna saying laser disc, absolutely. Oh my goodness, I remember those. I do remember those. I started teaching back in 2004. So 2004 was an exciting time to start teaching because right around that time, like right after that time, that's when you started having like all this ed tech blow up, right? But it wasn't quite there yet. Like we had, oh my goodness, if I think 2004, I think Facebook, I think MySpace, I think, oh, okay, 2003, 2004. I see you, Kristen. Yes, indeed. So I'm thinking Facebook, MySpace, that was pretty much it when you came to social media. You know, there were a couple other sites out there. But what my classroom looked like, I did have like a couple of desktop computers in the room that the kids would go to. So like maybe two desktop computers. They were super slow. All the websites were clunky. I think there was like dial up or something crazy like that. In addition, we had like those overhead projectors. I don't know if y'all remember those. But you know, you would write the little things on the transparencies, and I would always lose the transparencies. It was a hot mess, y'all. I'll keep it 100. So we've come a long way from there to now. This is now going to be year 18 for me in August. Whew, year 18. My goodness, that's like a fully grown adult in the lifespan of a teacher. So a lot of things have changed. But with that being said, just wanted to do a quick throwback. Up, smelling the printer ink from the copies. Yes, indeed. Oh my goodness. And also when you would write on the transparencies, how your hand, this part of your hand would get all like smudged. It was crazy. But yes, indeed. So we're talking about the tech gadgets that were huge when we started teaching. So I'm going to give you my top 5. I would love to hear yours as well. And if anybody does want to pop on with me, we're going to have some time at the end. And if not, that's totally cool too. But without any further ado, I'm going to give you like the top 5 that came to mind for me. These are my top 5 picks. So drum roll, please. Brrr. I need sound effects for this. But number 5, and y'all may have heard of this. Y'all may not have. Oh, why is my internet giving me that funky signal? Hopefully it holds out for us. In 5th place is a Yakker tracker. Yes. So what is a Yakker tracker, you might ask? The Yakker tracker was this crazy contraption. And what it would do, it looked like a stoplight, right? And then like it would measure the sound decibels in your classroom. So if you wanted it, you would like set it, right? Like I want it to be under 80 decibels, right? And so kids would be like 40 decibels, it would be green, they'd start getting a little loud, 60 decibels or whatever. I'm totally making up these numbers. It would go to yellow. And then when you got to the 80, then it sounded like a siren. It was really wild. Oh, I see somebody got me on the drum roll. Thank you. But yeah, your Yakker tracker. So this was like a must-have for me every year in my class. It was wild. I swore by this thing, the Yakker tracker. Found one today on Amazon, except it's out of stock. Um, currently out of stock. I wonder why. Maybe because this thing is like 50 million years old, right? Oh, I'm high tech. Thank you, Kristen. I appreciate it. Yeah, but it's definitely out of stock now. Someone else says that would be a great coding project for microbit. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. But this thing was pretty awesome. Um I the last I used something similar to a Yakker tracker, and this might be where all the Yakker trackers went. There was an app that did it. I forgot the name of the app. Let me see if I can find it on my phone really quickly. Promise I won't take too long on this. But I had this app that I put on the iPad in class, and we would do the same. Yeah, now I can find it on here. Pretty much the same thing. So I think that apps came and killed a lot of these, like a lot of these great devices. But the Yakker tracker was definitely on my must buy list. Like, and most of these did not survive the school year, just to let y'all know. But back then we weren't balling out of control. So oh, there we go. Now I can see you. Hey, Kristen, what is up? Yeah. But back then, first year teacher, second year teacher, yeah, we were not balling out of control. So if it broke, then it broke. And that was it for the year until next year. And, I had a little bit more that I put aside to buy some stuff, right? So the Yakker tracker. So, hey, Facebook user, hello, hello. Thanks for joining. Yeah, so Yakker tracker was my number 5 pick. So now going to number 4, and this was kind of what triggered this whole 2 o'clock in the morning, whatever, just random brain dump. I saw an article about electronic hall passes online, right? And I posted it on my own personal page. People weighed in. Some people love it. Some people hate it. It was the first I've seen of it, but it reminded me of this thing I used to have back in the day, which was called a hall pass timer. And man, I used to geek out over this stuff. I'm not even gonna lie, like I am a tech head through and through, even back then when there wasn't that much out there. So this hall pass timer, I'm gonna show you what this looked like. It looked exactly like what I'm about to share with you right now, and I'm getting the weird, funky internet thing. So hopefully y'all can see this. But this is a hall pass timer. You see, this is 29 whole dollars. Imagine $29 back in 2004, right? That was a pretty penny, right? It still is. It still is for a hall pass because you can write something down on a piece of paper for free, like honestly. But you had this hall pass timer, and what it did, it was like this piece of plastic. It was kind of flimsy, right? Um, I know that my kids would drop it all the time, and it was another thing that would break yet again. But the really cool thing about it is that you can set it for like 10 minutes, right? And the the kid would see it on their part of the pass, and you would see it on the base of the pass. So I know the people who are listening to this as a podcast, you can't really see this right now, but it's going to be, you can find it on our YouTube channel if you want to see what this thing looks like. But yeah, the hall pass timer, that was like, that was gold. And it did not survive the school year either. So okay, that was another one. All right, now time for number 3. We have the flip camera. Oh my goodness, this got so much love in our Facebook community this morning. RIP to the flip camera. Like, this was the precursor of all this stuff. Now everybody's walking around with like a cell phone or some kind of something where you can easily record videos. But before you had all that, when your video, you could record like, I don't know, maybe 2 minutes of video and that would fill up your phone. I don't know if I'm probably dating myself big time with that, right? But yeah, oh, you were the timer. I got you. Yes, yes, indeed. But yeah, that timer was a truth for me. But yeah, so back in the day, the flip camera was like my everything. It allowed me to record with students, I could get my music, I did things of that nature. Pre-cell phone, well, not pre-cell phone, but pre like cell phone camera. So the flip camera. And huge shout out. I think it was, oh my goodness, who was it earlier today? I need to go back into our Facebook community. It was Bruce. Bruce was talking about a camera called the Sony Mavica camera. So Bruce was saying, took a floppy disk, it's film, 8 images on a disk. I would use 20 discs per school event. Those were the days. Shout out to Bruce. Yes, indeed. With this flip camera, then it did a little more than that. I think that this took 8 gigabytes in 2 hours. So I don't know if the very first ones had this much, because this is like the 3rd generation, but I would get one like every year. And you can kind of see from these images, it would have like a little USB. You would hook it up to your computer. You could download the stuff and onto your computer, and you can see like the little controls in the back. It was really cute. I liked it. And I remember I was at a conference. This had to be like 20, somebody's honking like really aggressively outside. But anyway, this had to be like 2012, 2013. And we got the announcement that day that they were killing the flip camera. We were just, "Ah." But now there's so many more options, and really folks just use like their phones now for the most part, right? So yeah, so absolutely. And Kristen saying I still have one. Yes, I miss mine. I really do. So the flip camera was everything. It was so fantastic. Loved it. All right. Now, if I haven't dated myself in these previous ones, I am definitely going to date myself now, taking it all the way back to 2004. This is going to be inconceivable for some of you. Some of you who have started teaching after maybe 2010, like if you started teaching in the 2010s, what I'm going to say right now might blow your mind. So get ready, okay? For number 2. So back in those days, like I said, there used to be the overhead projector. And I'm being kind of silly right now because I know that the overhead projector was like really big technology at the time. And there were like days before that too, where folks had like other stuff like mimeographs and all kinds of things. But we have come so far since 2004. So now you have like these now you have, if you walk into a class, then you'll have like your laptop, and somehow your laptop will be connected to like some kind of board or something like that, right? Like you see this in a lot of classrooms, right? So you might have like some kind of interactive whiteboard that you have a USB cable to connect it, or maybe a projector, you're projecting the image on the board, or maybe even you just teach straight off of a panel, right? Oh, let me see. What's this? Would GradeKeeper count as technology? Absolutely. GradeKeeper, is that slidey thing where you kind of get the students' scores from? I remember that thing. I used to love it. Used to love that thing. But yeah, totally. But yeah, now you have that standard kind of, laptop connected to some kind of projection display somehow, right? And that's pretty much the norm. And it's hard to think of days before that. But back in 2004, I really thought I was doing something because we had like one of those big old box TVs on a cart. You remember those, right? And you would like wheel them in and stuff like that and watch movies on them. So I found this device where you could connect your computer to the TV, right? This was before projectors were like really widespread. Um, because back then projectors were a big deal. But there was this thing right here. It was the mini VGA to RCA. So what you would do is you needed the cord from the computer. You would unplug your monitor and plug like the little bottom part of your computer into this right here. You know the cable I'm talking about, the little blue one. And then on the other side, then you would connect your RCA inputs into like your VCR, which connected to your TV, and you would put it on channel 3. See, taking it way back, right? You would put it on channel 3, and then lo and behold, you could see everything from your computer on the TV. And it was just like, whoa, like this was amazing stuff back then. So if I do say so myself, but we've come such a long way since then. So that was number 2, which was our VGA to RCA connector. Oh, somebody saying no, it was an actual grade book before we had digital grade books. Oh, yeah. So I remember I used to have a love-hate relationship with my grade book. I like now I love it so much better because it'll auto calculate for you. It'll do whatever. Like I said, love-hate relationship with the grade book. But I feel you 100%. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. So that was number 2. Now for number 1, I'm going to cheat a little bit because this did not come from early on in my career. This came from like I told you, I'm like year 18 right now. So this came from about the midpoint thus far. So right around year 9, I would say, around 2013, 2014 school year, I got this piece of technology, which is now obsolete, but I just went to their website today to try to find a picture. Could not find a picture of what I was looking for, but it looks like they are bringing back like another version, which makes me kind of happy, but kind of scared at the same time because I I want it, but I don't. I'll say right now, I spent, oh my goodness, I was 2 years as a middle school basketball coach. I want to say my first year's salary went into this. So I'm telling you, the tech is real. Like the pull that tech has on me is real. That entire season salary went into getting this one device. I don't know if you can guess it yet. You have context clues: 2013, 2014, expensive as you know what. And now it's obsolete, but they're bringing back another one, or at least they're threatening to. So do you know what it is? It is Google Glass. So that's my number 1. And I'm going to show you this website right here. So this is the new Google Glass website. So let's take a look at this. I remember I was so geeked over Google Glass because you could put it on and you could record videos. You could go like this, wink, and take a picture with it. I remember I took like a shot of playing basketball, right? And I shot the ball. It went in, and I was recording it from my Google Glass. That's the coolest thing. Um, I actually got it so that my kids and I could explore. The first set ended up breaking, but thank you to Google. They they replaced it. I was able to send it back. I told them what happened, so they let me send it back, and they gave me another one. And I still have the second one now, but I think that one's probably broken too. So I didn't dare to try to return it again. But let's take a look at this. Let's take a look. Oh, this one kind of looks like the old school one. You see the little device right there, but it's looking like this one's a little different. It looks like it has like an actual frame at the bottom, safety frames, right? And you have like the same little square thing here where you would see the image, right? The image was like this big. So so it looks like they're rolling this out to like enterprise and stuff like that. There's Google Meet on Glass, so that's pretty cool. See, this is dangerous because I already want one. Um, I am not going to coach basketball to get another one. I'm telling y'all that right now. But yeah, Google Glass, that was like probably the thing that I went the most hard for in my career as an educator. Oh, back then it was like, I don't even know. I think it cost $1,500. I don't even know how much it costs now because that was like almost 10 years ago. But I don't think that they're even selling it direct to consumer. So yeah. So what about y'all? What were your top things? I saw some folks who jumped in at the beginning, kind of shared theirs. But what else? Like you can feel free to drop them in the chat. I'd love to give you a shout out on the ones that you like. Um but in the meantime, just a couple of quick announcements. So I'll come back to the comments to see if anybody dropped any other tech goodies in there. But just some quick community announcements. So on the publishing side of things, two announcements. The first one is that this Sunday we have our next release dropping, Ticking My Way Through Life by Brittany Wolf. Excellent, amazing book. You can pre-order it on Amazon, Barnes and Noble. It's also available, or it will be available on our Amazon, or no, on our EduMatch website. And I'll show you the EduMatch website one more time before we dip because I just love it. I just love it. So shout out to Mandy for that. Also, speaking of publishing, so EduSnap, so EduMatch Snapshot in Education, we do this just about every year. We missed last year because there was a lot going on, but if you're interested in submitting a chapter, then what we do is that we compile them, and at the end of the year we release it. So you can submit like a chapter that you write about what you see in education right now, what you're teaching about, what you're learning about, and then just submit it. And then, it can also be an existing blog post that you've written. We just asked that it's original work that you have the rights to. So you can just submit your chapter, and then at the end of the year, we'll put it out for free to the educational community. So if you're interested in joining us, then just go to Google Classroom, so classroom.google.com, preferably from your personal email, and then you just put in this classroom code EZ44SLN. So one more time, EZ44SLN, and that's how you can join us. We had a short link, but right now it's down because we've been doing some shifts with our EduMatch website. So let's take you there one more time. Just going to go ahead and share this screen, show you where you can find a couple things I mentioned. So here we go, EduMatch website coming up. All right, so you have here everything in one place. You have the educational system, the blogs, we have a blog post dropping there, as well as the shop. So if you go to the shop, then to our EduMatching, we have a bunch of new releases as well as our existing releases. I kind of guesstimate that we have approximately 90 titles available. So good stuff, good stuff. Also, this rewards thing popped up. I know that you might see that on other sites. Just to let you know, it is worth your while. So if you click on it, then you can just sign up and earn points and get free books. That's right, I said free books, free, FREE. That is my favorite word. Yes, indeed. Okay, so pretty much that's it in a nutshell. Wanted to thank you all so much for tuning in. Had a great time with y'all today, and this will be available on our podcast in a couple of weeks. But just remember to please like, subscribe, join our community, and everybody have a wonderful evening. Thank you again for tuning in. Bye-bye.
It's EduMatch. EduMatch.